Have you ever felt like you don't quite belong in this world? Like there's something deeper calling to you, something beyond the surface-level distractions? You might have questioned the very nature of reality, wondering if there's more than what meets the eye. If you felt this way, you are not alone. In fact, you may be one of the chosen ones, those few who have the ability to see through the veil of illusion and awaken to a higher reality. You are part of a special group of individuals who are spiritually aware, capable of breaking free from the confines of the material world that has been carefully crafted to keep us in the dark. The world you live in is not what it seems. It's a construct designed to keep your spirit tethered to the physical realm, distracted by fleeting desires, and disconnected from your true divine nature. But there is hope. The path you are on is one of spiritual awakening, and you are here for a reason. It's time for you to embrace your role as a beacon of light in a world of shadows, to question everything you've been taught, and to seek the deeper truth that lies beneath the surface of reality. You are part of the chosen few who are destined to rise above the illusion and reclaim your divine essence. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the concept of the Demiurge, the deceptive force that keeps us locked in a false reality, and how highly spiritual individuals like you are uniquely equipped to overcome it. You'll learn about the power of inner light, the importance of detachment from materialism, and how your journey of awakening can lead you and those around you to true spiritual liberation. It's time to begin your journey, to answer the call, and to uncover the truth that has been hidden from you. The path ahead is transformative, and it starts with understanding the force that has shaped the world as you know it. The nature of the Demiurge, deceiver of the world. In every story, there's an antagonist, and in the spiritual narrative of humanity, the Demiurge is that antagonist. But who or what is the Demiurge? The Demiurge is not some dark, monstrous entity that lurks in the shadows, but rather an unseen force that shapes the world you experience. It's the creator of the material realm, but not in the sense of a loving, divine creator. No, the Demiurge is the architect of a flawed and imperfect reality, one designed to keep you distracted and disconnected from your true self. In ancient Gnostic texts, the Demiurge is depicted as a being born out of ignorance, a force that distorts the divine truth and creates a world full of illusion and suffering. The Demiurge's greatest weapon is its ability to deceive. It creates a false reality, a world of materialism, division, and fear, keeping souls trapped in a cycle of endless striving and discontent. This world, as you know it, is an illusion. It's a projection of the Demiurge's limited and distorted vision, and it's designed to keep you from discovering the deeper, spiritual truths that lie beyond the physical realm. The Demiurge uses fear and confusion to keep you blind to the divine light within you. It promotes values like greed, vanity, and the pursuit of material wealth, all while convincing you that these things are the keys to happiness and fulfillment. But deep down, you know that something is missing. You feel it in your soul, an emptiness that can't be filled by anything material. The false promises of the Demiurge's world can never truly satisfy you because they are based on a distorted perception of reality. But here's the good news. You, as someone with spiritual awareness, are capable of seeing through the illusion. You have the ability to awaken to the truth of who you really are, to step beyond the confines of the material world and into a higher realm of consciousness. The Demiurge may have created this world of deception, but it cannot hold you forever. You have the power to break free, the power of inner light, awakening the divine spark. There is a light within you, a divine spark that can never be extinguished. It's the essence of your true self, the part of you that is connected to the infinite, to the source of all creation. This inner light is your guide, your compass on the journey of awakening. It is the key to breaking free from the grip of the Demiurge and discovering the truth that lies beyond the material world. You might have moments in your life when you felt this light shining within you. Perhaps it was during a moment of deep meditation, or when you helped someone in need, or even during a quiet moment of reflection in nature. That sense of peace, clarity, and connection you feel is your divine spark awakening. It's the part of you that knows the truth, that understands the deeper meaning of life, and that yearns for freedom from the illusion of the material world. The power of this inner light is transformative. It illuminates the darkness of confusion and doubt, allowing you to see the world as it truly is. When you tap into this inner wisdom, you gain access to a higher form of knowledge, what the ancient Gnostics called gnosis. This is not intellectual knowledge that can be acquired through books or teachings. It is a deep, intuitive understanding that comes from within. It is the direct knowing of spiritual truths that transcends the limitations of the physical world. As you awaken to this divine knowledge, you begin to see the illusions that the Demiurge has woven around you. You recognize the false narratives, the distractions, and the lies that have kept you trapped in the material world. And with this newfound awareness, you gain the power to make different choices that align with your soul's true mission, rather than with the transient desires of the material realm. Your inner light becomes a beacon of truth, guiding you toward your divine purpose and helping you navigate through the confusion and chaos of the physical world. This inner light is not just for you, it's for the world. As you awaken to your true self, you become a source of inspiration and guidance for others. Your light shines brightly, offering hope to those who are still trapped in the illusion of the Demiurge. You become a living testament to the possibility of spiritual liberation, showing others the way to break free from the false reality that has kept them bound for so long. Detachment from the illusion of materialism. One of the greatest illusions perpetuated by the Demiurge is the belief that material wealth and success are the ultimate goals in life. The world teaches you to chase after money, power, status, and possessions, convincing you that these things will bring happiness and fulfillment. But deep down, you know that something is wrong. You've probably experienced moments when, after achieving a material goal or acquiring something you wanted, you still felt empty. That's because the pursuit of material wealth is an illusion, a false promise that can never bring lasting fulfillment. The Demiurge uses materialism as a trap, a way to keep you distracted from your true purpose. It convinces you that your worth is determined by what you have, by the external things you acquire. But the truth is, you are not defined by your possessions or your status in the world. You are a divine being, and your true worth lies in your spiritual essence, not in the material things you accumulate. When you detach from the illusion of materialism, you free yourself from the cycle of endless striving and dissatisfaction. You begin to understand that true wealth is not measured in money or possessions, but in love, wisdom, and spiritual growth. You start to see the world differently, recognizing that the things that truly matter, connection, love, compassion, cannot be bought or sold. They are gifts that come from within, from your divine essence. Detachment doesn't mean abandoning the material world entirely. It means letting go of the need to cling to it, to find your identity in it. It means living with mindfulness, appreciating the beauty and abundance of life without becoming attached to it. When you stop chasing after things that don't matter, you make space for what truly nourishes your soul. You begin to live in alignment with your higher self, allowing your inner light to shine brighter and guide you toward a deeper, more fulfilling existence. This detachment is not just liberating for you, it's a powerful act of resistance against the Demiurge. By choosing to step outside the cycle of materialism, you reclaim your sovereignty and prove that the illusions of the physical world cannot control you. You become a living example of what it means to live a life of true freedom, and your example serves as a beacon for others who are still lost in the material chase. The path of transformation, spiritual practices that defeat the Demiurge. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to rise above the noise and chaos of the world? Why they remain centered, peaceful, and connected to a deeper truth? What if I told you that the key to their resilience lies in a set of spiritual practices, tools that allow them to transcend the illusion of the material world and awaken to their divine essence? These practices are more than just routines. They are acts of resistance against the Demiurge, the force that traps humanity in cycles of confusion and suffering. I remember the first time I felt the transformative power of spiritual practice. It was during a particularly challenging period in my life. I felt lost, disconnected, and overwhelmed by the weight of the world around me. I had always known there was more to life than what I could see, but I didn't know how to access that deeper truth. I tried everything, the latest trends, the quick fixes, the distractions that promised instant gratification, but none of them worked. It wasn't until I turned inward and began to practice meditation and prayer that I started to feel a shift. Meditation became my anchor, a space where I could quiet the noise of the world and tune into the deeper wisdom within. In silence, I began to hear the whispers of my soul, guiding me toward truth, clarity, and peace. It was through meditation that I first glimpsed the power of gnosis, the inner knowledge that arises when you connect with your higher self. It's not something that can be taught in a book or a class. It's a direct experience, one that can only be accessed through dedicated practice and inner stillness. Prayer, too, became a vital part of my transformation. But this wasn't the type of prayer I had learned growing up, something performed out of obligation or ritual. This was prayer that came from the heart, a deep, soulful connection with the divine. Each word I spoke was infused with intention, each moment of prayer a declaration of my sovereignty over the false reality the Demiurge had created. It was through prayer that I began to feel a sense of alignment with the greater cosmos, a knowing that I was not alone in this journey. The divine was with me, guiding me every step of the way. But meditation and prayer are just the beginning. Spiritual practices like yoga, fasting, and contemplation are powerful tools that allow you to break free from the material distractions of the world and reconnect with your true essence. Each practice serves as a reminder that you are not just a body, not just a collection of thoughts and feelings, but a divine being with a purpose far greater than anything this world can offer. These practices are not always easy, and they require commitment. The path of transformation is not always comfortable. There will be moments when you'll face resistance, both from within and from the external world. But it is precisely in those moments that the most profound shifts occur. The Demiurge thrives on resistance, on keeping you distracted and attached to the material world. But when you commit to your spiritual practices, you disrupt the very fabric of the illusion. You break free from the chains that have bound you and step into a higher state of being. And here's the thing, as you begin to transform, as you align your thoughts, words, and actions with your divine purpose, something incredible happens. Your very presence begins to change the world around you. You become a beacon of light, a living testament to the power of spiritual awakening. Your practices inspire others, creating a ripple effect that spreads far beyond your own life. Through your dedication, you help to dismantle the illusion created by the Demiurge and show others the way back to their true divine essence. Embracing the human experience, transcending duality. One of the greatest challenges of the spiritual journey is learning to embrace the full spectrum of human experience. Life in this material world is full of dualities, light and dark, joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain. The Demiurge thrives on these divisions, using them to keep us trapped in the cycle of attachment and suffering. But what if I told you that the key to transcending the Demiurge's influence lies not in rejecting duality, but in embracing it? I used to believe that spiritual enlightenment meant escaping from the challenges of life. I thought that once I was awakened, I would be free from pain, free from sorrow, free from the ups and downs of life. But the truth is, spiritual awakening isn't about escaping the human experience, it's about fully embracing it. I'll never forget a moment when I was faced with a personal loss that shook me to my core. I was devastated, overwhelmed by grief. For a while, I struggled to understand how I could reconcile my spiritual beliefs with the pain I was feeling. Wasn't I supposed to be above this? Wasn't I supposed to transcend these emotions? But in that moment of pain, I had a realization. True spiritual awakening doesn't mean escaping the human experience. It means learning to navigate it with grace and understanding. The key to transcending duality lies in accepting that both joy and sorrow are part of the human journey. They are not opposites to be avoided, but complementary forces that help us grow and evolve. In every moment of pain, there is an opportunity for growth. In every moment of joy, there is a reminder of the beauty and divinity that exists within and around us. By embracing both, you begin to transcend the limitations of the material world and align with the higher truths of the divine. This doesn't mean that you should seek out suffering or endure pain for the sake of growth. It means that when life presents you with challenges, you accept them with an open heart and a discerning mind. You learn to transform every experience, whether positive or negative, into an opportunity for spiritual growth. In embracing duality, you come to understand that everything is interconnected. The dark cannot exist without the light, just as pain cannot exist without joy. By transcending the dualistic nature of the material world, you return to a state of unity and oneness with the divine. You realize that all experiences, whether pleasant or painful, are part of the grand design, each one leading you closer to your true self. And in this process, you become a living example of how to transcend the illusion created by the Demiurge. Your ability to embrace both the light and the dark allows you to navigate the world with wisdom and peace. You become a beacon of understanding, showing others that spiritual liberation is not about escaping life, but fully living it in alignment with your higher self. Unconditional love, the force that transcends all. There is a force within you that is more powerful than any illusion the Demiurge can create. It is the force of unconditional love, and it is the antidote to everything that divides, separates, and diminishes us. The Demiurge thrives on division, on creating walls between people, ideas, and experiences. But unconditional love is the force that breaks down those walls, revealing the unity that lies beneath. I remember a time when I struggled to truly embody love. It wasn't that I didn't love. I loved my family, my friends, my partner, but there was always a sense of attachment. A sense that my love was conditional on the actions of others, on how they treated me, on whether they gave me what I wanted. But the more I delved into my spiritual practices, the more I began to understand that true love is not conditional. It is not dependent on external circumstances or the actions of others. It is a force that arises from within, from the very core of your being. Unconditional love is not just an emotion or a feeling. It is a state of being, a way of interacting with the world. It is the recognition that all beings, regardless of their actions or circumstances, are divine at their core. When you embody unconditional love, you see beyond the surface-level differences and judgments. You recognize the divinity in everyone, and you act from a place of compassion, empathy, and acceptance. The power of unconditional love is limitless. It has the ability to heal wounds, dissolve fear, and transform lives. When you choose to love unconditionally, you become a force of transformation in the world. Your love radiates outward, touching everyone you encounter, creating ripples of healing and unity. And as you embody this love, you begin to transcend the illusions of the Demiurge. You realize that love is the most powerful force in the universe, and it is the key to overcoming the division and separation that the Demiurge seeks to perpetuate. This love is not just for others, it is also for yourself. Unconditional love means accepting yourself as you are, flaws and all. It means forgiving yourself for your mistakes and allowing yourself to grow without judgment. When you love yourself unconditionally, you open the door to deeper healing and spiritual awakening. In a world that is often filled with fear, hatred, and division, unconditional love is the force that transcends it all. It is the force that connects us to the divine, to each other, and to the truth of who we really are. And as you embrace this love, you become a beacon of hope for others, showing them that the power of love is the key to transcending the illusions of the material world and reclaiming our divine essence. The path of unconditional love is not always easy, but it is the most powerful path of all. It is the path that leads to true liberation, to unity, to peace. And it is through love that we will ultimately defeat the Demiurge and awaken to the divine truth that lies within each of us. Forgiveness, a key to liberation. Have you ever felt burdened by anger, resentment, or grudges? These emotions weigh heavily on your soul, locking you in a cycle of negativity that drains your energy and limits your spiritual growth. But what if I told you that the key to breaking free from this cycle and to reclaiming your spiritual freedom lies in one powerful act: forgiveness? I remember the first time I truly understood the transformative power of forgiveness. It wasn't a simple decision, nor an easy one. For years, I had carried resentment towards someone who had wronged me deeply. The pain of betrayal, the sting of hurt, had been like an anchor around my neck, keeping me tethered to the past and preventing me from moving forward. I convinced myself that forgiveness would mean weakness, that it would let the person off the hook. But in the quiet moments of reflection, I realized something profound. Holding on to this anger wasn't hurting them. It was only hurting me. Forgiveness is not about excusing the behavior of others or letting them off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of the past. It's about letting go of the emotional baggage that weighs you down and prevents you from fully stepping into your power. When you hold on to anger, resentment, or hatred, you allow the negative energy of those emotions to control your life. But when you forgive, you release that energy and you free yourself from the past's grip. I started by acknowledging the hurt I had experienced. I didn't suppress it or pretend it wasn't there. I felt the pain, allowed myself to process it, and then made the conscious decision to forgive. In that moment, something within me shifted. It was as if a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. The grip of the past loosened, and for the first time in years, I felt light. I realized that forgiveness was not just an act of releasing the other person. It was an act of self-liberation. Forgiveness is the path to healing of the mind, the heart, and the soul. It dissolves the negative energy that keeps you stuck in low vibrations, and it opens the door to a higher state of consciousness. When you forgive, you raise your frequency and align yourself with the divine. This is not just a personal act, it is a spiritual one. By choosing forgiveness, you transcend the pain and division that the Demiurge uses to keep you imprisoned in this material world. You become free. But forgiveness is not just about the past. It's also about the present and the future. It's about letting go of the need to control or judge others and embracing the divine understanding that all beings are on their own journey. When you forgive, you create space for love, compassion, and peace to enter your life. You become a magnet for positive energy, and you attract the kind of experiences that align with your higher self. Forgiveness is a powerful spiritual tool, a key to unlocking the doors of liberation. It's a practice that frees not just your soul, but also the collective consciousness. As you forgive, you inspire others to do the same. You become a living testament to the power of healing and the transformative force of forgiveness. In forgiving, you pave the way for others to follow, leading them out of the darkness of resentment and into the light of divine love and liberation. The chosen one's journey, a beacon of light in a world of shadows. As a chosen one, you are not here by accident. You are part of a special group of individuals who have been called to awaken to a higher truth and to guide others on their own spiritual journeys. Your path is one of purpose, of service, and of transformation. But this journey is not an easy one. It is a journey that requires courage, resilience, and a deep commitment to spiritual awakening. I often reflect on my own journey as I try to understand what it means to be a chosen one. I remember the sense of being different, of feeling disconnected from the world around me. I had always known that there was something more to life, something beyond the material realm, but for years, I struggled to understand what that something was. It wasn't until I began my spiritual practices that I started to see the bigger picture. Slowly, the veil of illusion began to lift, and I began to understand my role in the grand tapestry of existence. The chosen ones are not here to simply exist in the world, they are here to transform it. You are a beacon of light in a world filled with shadows. Your journey is not just about your personal growth. It's about serving as a guide for others who are still lost in the darkness of the material world. You have the ability to see beyond the illusion, to recognize the divine spark in every soul, and to help others awaken to their true essence. But being a beacon of light comes with its own challenges. The world around you is often filled with negativity, fear, and confusion. The Demiurge, with its false promises and distractions, tries to keep people trapped in the illusion, preventing them from discovering their true spiritual power. But as a chosen one, you have the tools to rise above it. Your inner light is your weapon, your shield, and your guide. It is your connection to the divine, and it will never fail you. As you walk your path, you will face resistance, not just from the external world, but also from within. The ego will try to pull you back into the material world, into the comfort of old habits and attachments. But the more you embrace your spiritual practices, the more you align with your higher self, the stronger your light becomes. And as your light grows, it becomes a beacon for others. You lead by example, showing others what it means to live in alignment with the divine. Your journey is not just a personal one, it is a collective one. The more you awaken, the more you help others awaken. The chosen ones are not meant to walk this path alone. You are part of a greater spiritual family, a network of souls who are here to help one another on the journey of awakening. Together, you create a ripple effect of transformation that spreads throughout the world. Your light shines not just for you, but for everyone. And as you continue to walk the path, you inspire others to step into their own power and embrace their divine essence. Conclusion: the path to liberation and the reclamation of divine essence. The journey of spiritual awakening is not for the faint of heart. It is a path that requires deep commitment, unwavering faith, and the courage to face the illusions of the material world. But it is also a path of liberation, a path that leads to the reclamation of your divine essence. As you awaken to the truth of who you are, you begin to transcend the limitations of the physical world and step into the fullness of your spiritual power. You are not just a human being. You are a divine being, a spark of the infinite consciousness that created the universe. The world you see around you is not the truth. It is a mere shadow of the divine reality that lies beyond. The Demiurge may have created this world of illusion, but it has no power over you unless you allow it. You have the power to transcend it, to reclaim your true divine essence, and to live in alignment with your higher self. As you walk this path of liberation, you will face challenges. There will be moments when you feel lost, confused, or overwhelmed. But remember, these challenges are not obstacles. They are opportunities for growth. Every trial you face, every moment of pain or difficulty, is a chance for you to go deeper into your spiritual journey and to awaken to a higher level of consciousness. You are a part of a greater plan, a divine purpose that transcends the individual self. As you awaken to your true nature, you help to awaken others. You become a living example of what is possible when you step into your divine power and live in alignment with your soul's mission. Your journey is not just about you, it is about the collective awakening of humanity, a return to the divine unity from which all life springs. The path to liberation is a journey that leads to the reclamation of your divine essence. As you transcend the illusions of the material world, you come to know yourself as the divine being you truly are. You begin to see beyond the veil of separation, recognizing the interconnectedness of all life. And in this recognition, you find peace, joy, and fulfillment beyond anything the material world can offer. This is your path, the path of the chosen ones. It is a path of awakening, of transformation, and of liberation. And as you walk it, you reclaim your divine essence, step by step, moment by moment, until you return to the truth of who you are. The journey may be long, but it is worth it. For at the end of the path, you will find the divine truth that has always been within you.